Touchdown. Touchdown. Touchdown.
Hi guys, thanks for joining us again on another episode of Music and Marriage. My name is Nikita. I am your host, and this is my co-host.
I'm Black Red Square, and we're there one more time. Give thanks for joining us again on another brand new episode. You know what I mean? Let's talk.
We hope wherever you are listening to this podcast, we hope that it's reaching you in good health and in good spirits.
Yes, and as usual, before we get into it, we have to big up our sponsors. Simply Rose Craft. You don't know if you need your home decor, if you need your door signs, door wreaths. Just make sure you check in with Simply Rose Craft. She has everything, you know what I mean? You need your merch. Check in with Simply Rose Craft. Seeing she has her website, www.simplyrosecraft.com, or you can connect with her on IG at Simply Rose Craft. See? Simply Rose. Big up yourself.
Yes, and also our second sponsor. Make sure you guys go over to Nikki Gliss Cosmetic and shop all of your loose glitters and your palettes. Tonight I am wearing both of them tonight. I am wearing the palette. It's like a smoky red. And the loose glitter is also by Nikki Gliss Cosmetics. So make sure you guys go over and shop with them and use our code MMP22 to get your 10% discount off.
Yeah, man, most definitely. So we give thanks for all of our sponsors. Yeah, big up on yourself, you know what I mean? Another episode what? 70 what?
I think it's 80.
Episode 80, so we almost
it's
reached.
80, it's 95 actually, because remember we have 80 from season 2 to season 4, but we have 15 episodes from season 1 that's not in the addition right there. So it's actually 95 episodes we have down right now.
Yes, so 5 more.
So this is the 95th episode.
The big century. So you don't know. Give thanks to everyone that has been on the journey with us. We really do appreciate it. And keep on vibing, you know what I mean? So today, first and foremost, I want to talk about we've here in Jamaica, we have the Prince and him Empress, him Cathy. I roll with him on the little colonial tour. You know, they're here in Jamaica, and
I said the Prince and him Cathy.
Look at Cathy, you know. Something interesting happened, right? And this is for this is for all of the Rasta people, you know, our Rasta people. This like a segment here of it, so. It was interesting to see that the Nyabingi, no, I wouldn't say the Nyabingi, because I don't know if it was the Nyabingi order that welcomed them in Trenchtown. But there were apparently some Rastas there, Earl China Smith and his Bingestra, I would say, you know, welcomed them to Trenchtown, you know, with Nyabingi. Now, you know, some Rastas, including myself, would say that we'd find it very questionable why Rastafari would be involved in a celebration welcoming someone from the House of Windsor, you know, the Queen and our people. You know, I found that very, very, very interesting, and I didn't know that this is not the first time that has happened, because I recently saw a photo with the Prince's father and the Queen being welcomed by Bongo Herman and some other Rastas playing Nyabingi. You know? So, me kind of find it very interesting. I would really like to know, you know, how, if anyone is any Rastafari is in tune with the podcast, would I really like to know your feelings towards that. You know, Nyabingi is spiritual music, is not is not. I don't think it should be used in celebration to welcome anyone from the Queen and her family, them and anybody like that. That is my opinion. Seeing, we don't have nothing to do with the Queen unless she brings some reparations and repatriation things to the table.
Apologies as
and
well.
Apologies. You know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't agree with being diplomatic and having conversations, but I also don't agree with welcoming the Queen and our people. It wasn't the Queen, it was her son and
grandson.
You know, her grandson and his wife. But I don't agree with welcoming them with Nyabingi.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something about that
don't sit well.
Don't sit well. And maybe it's just me.
No, I mean it's something that don't. I mean, when next Rasta Dynasty, you can ask me. I go like, are you alone there?
No, I'm just saying. I guess I'm speaking for both of us because I guess I already know your opinion on this.
Well,
but
you kind of saw my opinion when you showed it to me.
It feels like it feels wrong.
Yeah.
You know, and it has happened before, so it's not like at the first time it happened. You know, to my surprise. Seeing? But apparently other people within the Rastafari community don't see nothing wrong with it.
No matter.
And there are elders that were actually in there.
Yeah.
So, like me say, it is just an opinion. It's not opinion of fact. You understand what I say? So, I don't want to get it twisted. I just have my opinion of what I think.
I agree with you. Like, they should have been welcome with anything else except for that. Like,
the handshake, greeting,
yeah, exactly.
whatever.
If I had to want to do, and you know,
but
we'll
don't use Nyabingi as a celebration.
Yeah, like,
welcome, no.
yeah, cause that not really.
The Queen and her friend. No, no time, no day.
Yeah, especially when, as you said, there's no apology, there's no reparation, there's nothing. You're just coming with your tool and hand them, and then celebration like, hey, my children, my slave children, dance, and then I'm gonna go back on my private plane and go back home and continue to enslave you guys for hundreds of years, and our kids is gonna come and do the same thing, the same walk of shame, all of this, that, like, you know, it's like a slap in the face once again.
It's a slap in the face.
To feel like, you know, we've come so far, yet we're still at the same spot where we were left when Marcus was here, when, you know, Bad Friday happened. Like, you know, it's so it's so many things. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many fought. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he was considered the first Rasta, right? And Rastafari kind of came into the physical through his reasoning in terms of seeing yourself as a black man and looking for a black king, because at the time, I think it was King George or one of them was reigning over England and reigning, you know, its colonial power throughout the Caribbean and elsewhere in the world. And Leonard Howell was the man that said, we don't want a more white king, our black king, and we have to look for a black king over in Africa. And that's how Rastafari was really born. So if you see, we are, as a Rasta man, you be in celebration of and welcoming
the slave
the
masters,
queen
children.
and children. Yeah,
it's like y'all ready to be whipped and chained again. Like, call me Django.
It kind of rubbed me the wrong
it's just,
way.
It's like you're welcoming your slave master and you're saying, Master, we happy you here. We happy you's here. Like, no, get out of here with that. It definitely, it felt wrong when I saw the video, and I was like, like, come on now.
And a man like China Smith, but China Smith is a musician first, I think. I wouldn't, you know. I don't know. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say.
Yeah, you can't really speculate on what his thought process was when they accepted, you know, the offer. Yeah. But, you know, for me, it kind of it left a bad taste in my mouth.
Most definitely.
Especially from elders. You know, it kind of like, ooh. If the elder them are kind of say, all right, them ready for, you know, Lego certain things. Yeah. And nothing not right, really, and nothing still not right yet. So what are you trying to tell us as the younger generation? You get what I'm saying?
Really,
so it kind of, you know, it's mixed feelings, mixed emotion, mixed
feelings. But that's not say it rub me the wrong way.
Yeah.
And that is it, you know what I
mean? Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. So you know, we kind of want to just put that out there. And Also, I wanted to ask you a question before you go into your topic, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a woman,
Okay.
right? Do you regret giving it up before you get married?
No, because I know what I'm working with.
Because you wanted to know what you work with.
Yeah.
So basically, you wouldn't be in a
I
position or a
wouldn't.
mind frame to say,
I'm gonna
I'm
be
not gonna
celibate until
before, yeah.
marriage. Like I'm gonna make
Yeah.
sure we're abstinent before. Like no, I'm gonna read it up on that. If that's for you, that's for you. That's your thing. But in my opinion, like I feel like I wanted to make sure I know what I have. If this is what I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with, how can I say okay, I'm not gonna know what I have, and then when the wedding night come and you pull your pants down, I'm seeing this, and it's like, what the hell's going on? Like, oh, skirt, Pastor, come here, there. Walk on, like.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make sense because sex is an important part of a relationship. No matter how much we want to twist it and turn it, no pun intended. It's an important part of a relationship. So I feel like it's best to. But now I gotta say,
For you, just for you.
okay, for me, yeah, I would feel like it's yeah. When I read it
It's
up on the
almost-
waiting,
yeah,
yeah,
we have to see what I'm
we got to
before.
see what's going on and make sure everything is all the bits and parts and pieces in the right places and.
Working.
Yeah, and it's working without needing assistance. You know what I mean? Like we got to make sure all of these things is happening before we get there. Because once we get there and we're already married, it's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna leave you because you have a small genitalia, or it's because the sex is not good, or it's gonna be some type of issue, and I'm gonna look like, okay, I don't really love you because it's all about the sex, but then that's an important part. So it's just like, what do you do? So yeah, I'm gonna read it up on that. I like to know what I'm getting into before I get into it. Give me that option.
Yeah.
Once I have that option to say, all right, I'm not really
Because
feeling
it's
this.
a Christian thing, most Christians
Yeah,
like
but
to tell us,
them, I lie them I tell. I lie them I tell.
them a abstain and
I lie them I tell. Yeah, tell me say you not also that man for months, sometime years. Y'all passing by each other, showers.
Yeah.
You're sexually attracted to this man. And you have no type of urge, no matter how strong you are, like at some point in time, you're gonna break. So no Christian can come.
So do you think that we still have 40-year-old virgins walking around?
I mean, it's possible. I wouldn't say no, because not everyone is sexually active and not everyone, I'm saying, is interested in sex. Because some people are just genuinely not interested in sex. So it's not something that, I'm saying, like, I would say no, it's not happening, but it's very few of them. It's especially females, I would say. I mean, I have one of my little cousins and he's 18 and he's still a virgin. It's cute. I think it's cute. And I'm like, oh,
I mean,
he's
18 we can understand.
I'm like, he's waiting
Not
for.
about like adults.
No, 18 out here, please. 18 is a big deal. 18 was another when we were growing up, but 18 is a big deal now. These little things be out here popping in, dropping it by the age of 12. Like, yes, pregnant and all. Like, act like you're not in this world, please. Like, it's a lot of foolishness that's going on, and we act like we don't see it, but it's happening. So, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I know what I go on before my jumping nights. I jumping something and then something alright. Then I forgot to do something. So,
I hear you.
All right, so topic of the day. All right. Will you be interested? Be like how you said that now, right? So would you be interested in being in a relationship? We're married, right? But we're living in a separate living quarters. Meaning you have your own space, I have my own space.
We'll link the same up. House?
No. Like we live in separate houses, separate apartments, separate wherever you want to live. So it's like you live in a house, I live here, but we're not living together. We don't share the same address. We are married in a great relationship. We have connect and all of that, but we're just not living together.
Then how that work?
What do you mean how that work? I feel like it's a unique opportunity, and it's something that can work if you have two mature individuals, and it's something that could be detrimental if you have individual that is okay with it and then one that's kind of insecure and just not really with the whole program, then that could cause, you know, a lot of
I mean,
turmoil.
it depends upon the scenario still, you know. I mean, why are we not living together?
Because you just choose to have your own freedom. I'm asking this because there was a thing that I saw where this lady was like, she's married, but she lives separate. Like she has her own home and her husband has their own home, because before that, they both were homeowners and they didn't want to sell their home because they thought that that was their forever home. But each of them weren't in agreement on the forever home. Like he didn't like her house and she didn't like his house. Okay. So it was just like, all right, what are we going to do then? So they both came up with the concept of, or the thought of, okay, let's keep our home. We're still going to be married. We'll come together and meet up whenever we want to. You can come to my house. I go to your house. We'll hang out. We'll do what we want to do. But at the end of the night, we go home. If you want to sleep over, you can, but it's no long-term staying. It's you have your own place and I have my own place.
Okay.
I like the idea. I think it's a cool idea if you have two mature individuals that understand themselves.
I mean, if it can work, but
I
mean,
like
what is the purpose then of marriage?
Because, really? I mean, you know, a lot of people that there's some people who, like myself, I like to be alone at times. You know that, and you're the same way as well. Like we like to have our alone time at moments where we just want to be.
Space in the house.
Yeah, you find your space in the house, but some people just want to be alone. Like no noise, no kids. I just want to be in my own space. Especially if someone like an introvert that's used to being alone, they're gonna want. You know, some people don't want to compromise. I think it's a good idea, but to each his own, and it depends on who the partner is and how things work and how you guys communicate. As far as, you know, saying, all right, when the bills are supposed to be paid, do you pay this one? If I'm short on mine, like, do I come over here and ask you help me? Or, you know,
it just doesn't make sense, really and truly. Because if we're coming together as one, and yet me have my bills over there and you have your bills over there. So.
But some people...
I mean, it's kind of like a waste.
Okay.
In terms of... Okay. If we had one thing and we're dealing with one thing. You understand what I say?
But look at this now.
And then furthermore, all right, you have your thing and me have my thing, and then suppose divorce happen. You can get my thing?
No, whatever you came into the relationship, that's what you leave with. So you came in with your house, that's what you leave with. Okay. But being that you said that though, right? In the scenario, if we're in a situation where you want to be in... Okay, how could I put this?
I mean, I don't know. I just don't... I guess I can't really see it. I mean, I not say it's impossible, but you know, what is the purpose?
There are people who are living together, right? And the man decides that he's not going to pay any bills in the house because that's your place. So you still have to be paying bills, and he's paying bills other places because that's where he lives.
Yeah, that's so. But that's living in your house.
But it's the same thing. It doesn't matter whether it's your husband or not. You still got somebody living with you. So some people are just in a mentality like they don't want that at all.
Once we reach to that level of being husband and wife, I think everything's supposed to change.
Everything's supposed to change. So do you think? So you feel like marriage is supposed to change everything once that paper is signed, and once we have that ceremony, everything should change automatically.
In terms of how we operate as individuals, yes. There should be no more individuality to a certain degree.
Okay, because I was going to say, oh, that's a little bit.
To a certain degree, there should be no more individuality.
Okay. I can agree with that.
You understand what I say?
I can agree with that.
We feel like, no, we have become like one. And so we have to operate as one. But then for me, if I have my house and maintenance over here, house and maintenance are serious thing. And then you as a wife have your house and your maintenance and have to deal with that. You understand what I say? Wouldn't it make more sense to just have one house and we just maintain it together?
It could, but then when you think about it, it can also
and then have a little hot round
hangout spot where we link up.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, but when you think about it, in the ending, if we're really in this together and we're really committed to the marriage and we're saying like, okay, this is how we're going to do it, you can look at that as multiple assets. You guys have assets right there. So it's also a good thing when you really think about it in that way. Like you can't just be one track and be like, okay, well, it's not going to work because bills over yes and bills over there. So if you're thinking about just the bills alone, you ain't going to really get far. But when you think about the assets, when you think about all the other things that, you know what I'm saying, when you sell this house, to suppose, all right, case in point, so you say, all right, the relationship is great, we're at a point where we want to be together and we want to live together. By the time him sell film house, it's probably a $1.5 million, $2 million house, and hers is $3 million. By the time they put that together, you get what I'm saying? And that might be something that they didn't have settled.
It's perspective.
So it exactly is a lot of different ways that you could look at it. Exactly, perspective, and just and see what will best fit your relationship. And as I say, you have to be mature enough to really go through a situation like this.
It's not necessarily the bills then.
It's not the bills.
It's
more
the
mindset.
It's
the mindset and the connection. I wouldn't
of not
knowing,
being together, and
of not knowing what that person's doing throughout that.
Leaving you to go back to my house. Like that,
I guess that's what more it is than
that thought is just like it's not a wife.
I don't know.
You're not my wife. I'm leaving you to go back to my house.
Yeah, but you're going back home.
Yeah, exactly. When we should have in my home with you.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like it has to be two people who understand and are loners, so to speak, but still wants to be married, still want to be in a committed relationship, but just not want to have that. I wouldn't say attachment, but that.
Then don't get married.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't say the attachment, but not have that. But still being able to have your space, still being able to have your.
Don't get married.
I wouldn't say that, because if I had the financial means, I think that I would have that, like where we have a separate house.
If you want to have your space.
I don't believe so.
If you want to have your space, find a time for you to have your space and then come back home.
Well, okay.
But
you know, depend the sleep out thing.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Nothing
so
is
what
wrong
is
with
the
going,
so what
going
would be
and
the
having
fear?
a 2-3 day or whatever, you know.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like it
But
could even be
no,
something like that, but as long as you guys have that communication to say, okay, this is what we're doing.
We have to have some. We have to set up some
type of boundary, some type of rules, exactly to know. Say, okay, this is what we're doing, and all right, we're gonna make it work this way. 2 nights here, 3 nights there, and then we come together, you know, for the rest of the week, and then you know what I'm saying. We just make it happen, because you have people that are busy with their careers. People who are trying to start careers, people who are, you know what I'm saying, just not even into that mind frame. They're just trying to do other things, you know what I'm saying?
But you still have this love.
But you still have this, exactly, and you want that, but you still need that space to be in that creative zone.
Then we end up in an open relationship or an open marriage, so to speak.
You treading on thin water.
You see what I say? Like
thin ice right there with that one. I don't know about that one. I wouldn't say that would be the answer to it.
I don't know, babe. I don't know.
I wouldn't say that would be the answer to it. So why wouldn't it be? So why wouldn't it be that you could be in a committed marriage with someone without living with them? And I'm going to ask you that question, and please think about that, because we were
commitment.
Okay.
Commitment, right?
Mm-hmm.
It for me, it means being with that person, studying that person, and giving that person what he or she needs to create that bond.
Okay.
And if we are not together and learning each other on a daily basis, then me personally, maybe it can work, but for me, I don't think it can work for me. Because we can't there, me not see you daily, me not understand, me not live with you. So me not understand the things and that me not go like boy you. Me not go be around you for see the things that me like boy you. Me not go get if can study you. You not go get if can study me and understand me. We not go get if understand each other, because we are not together with each other day in, day out for form that necessary bond. Like there are some things that maybe I don't like, but I'm gonna be able to tolerate it because we're there around you, and we're there around each other, and we learn each other, we study each other. We have that time to bond. Mm-hmm. But if me there in my house and you there in your house, like, I don't know. We just not know.
Well, now you know. Now I understand why there were issues within our relationship at certain points because of this mentality. Because there was times within our marriage, the earlier part of our marriage, where we weren't together living in the same household. So now I kind of understand why you have that careless mentality.
It's not careless.
No, because your behavior was careless.
we're not gonna be able to grow together in a compatible way. Like, all right, put it this way: every time something where piss, where me not like boy, or maybe your mannerisms or something like that, where me not like boy, I'm gonna end up just go to my house. I'm gonna can't escape.
It's not about escaping. We're going to discuss the issue, and then if you decide to, all
Yeah,
right,
but there will
at
be
the
no
end of the
need
night,
to
you're going to
discuss
have to
the
go
issue
home.
because me have
But-
a yard where me can go and be free of
No, you're
whatever
gonna
you're
have,
dealing
but
with.
that's a part of the rule. That will be a part of the rules. Open communication. We're not gonna just sit here and be like, okay, whenever we have an issue, all right, you're just gonna get up, or I'm gonna get up, and we're gonna go home.
But that me would I do because me not have to deal
As
with
I
it
said, the
because me have my
careless
own space.
mentality, where you're not thinking about the relationship, you're thinking about me, because you have your own space.
Right.
Just because you have your own space doesn't mean you're still not in a relationship.
No,
and that's
and
the
at the
bottom
same
line.
time,
You feel
when I
like
get-
because you're not living with me or you're not in my space physically 24 hours of the day,
Yeah.
we ain't in a relationship.
We not get to
Or
really
I'm
learn
only-
each other.
You,
and
I
be
mean,
able to
bro,
understand
that's
and deal
foolishness
with-
because
and
I don't
deal
have to
with
be
each
around
other.
you every single day to learn you.
No,
Certain
not-
things that
not
you
in
say,
the
I could
sense what
just
you
pick.
say. Not in the sense of what you're saying. I mean in terms of like being able to deal with who you are.
I
Love
understand
every
what you're
part
saying.
about
I
you.
understand
No matter
what
what
you're
it when the good or the bad or the
Bruh,
indifferent.
I get it.
You understand what I say? Like I'm not gonna be able to acclimatize myself with everything about you because me have an escape route. Where me
But
not have
that's
to
not
deal.
what it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be. You see, that's the thing with Unamandi. I think what that's escape route. That's not what it's supposed to be. It's just, okay, we need our space to be creative and to just do what we need to do to better ourselves and to better our marriage and our lives. Not, okay, me have my escape, so whenever I get on my nerves, me can just get up and go about my business and I'm going to do my thing.
As
No,
a
I'm
man-
not say it work.
as a man-
But that's what I'm saying.
as a man
But that's
thing.
what I'm saying. That's how now I'm understanding, and being that you're saying this to me now,
Yeah.
it's connecting back to a lot of your behavior back then and how you used to act, because this is your mentality. As in, we're not in the same household, so okay, being that we're not living together physically, there's gonna be times where shit ain't gonna be right because my mind ain't gonna be here in the relationship because you're not here and we're not in the relationship. So I'm understanding that. So you see what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to be around somebody. I've been around you for how many years and I didn't know that, but you just said that statement. So that's what made me understand now, okay, this makes sense. This is why he did what he did then, because this is his mentality.
Okay.
So, me not have to there on it every single day for say, all right, yes, me I gotta forget for learning and know your habits and your mannerisms and whether I like yes or no. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you could just hear somebody talk. You could be around them, the action, their words. There's more than one thing that's going to make me understand and feel you and catch on to who you really are as a person. But no, man, that's done. I see it now. Now I see where your careless behavior, where they came from, where they got their strength from, because of that mentality that you have.
But you can't work with me though. I don't know. I doubt it. I highly doubt it.
I wouldn't have an
And that's
issue with
just
it.
me.
I would be comfortable with it, knowing that, okay, I have my own space because I like
You
to
would
be
be
alone.
comfortable knowing say me have my own space.
With the mentality that you have, fuck no. But with the mentality that I would expect you to have as a
my
married
God.
man, yes, I would be okay with it.
All right. In
But
this
with
moment,
with that hell, fuck no. What you just said, that laughter and that little chuckle is said enough.
No, I'm saying like reality is, me not gonna feel comfortable with you having your own space either. Like,
I wouldn't have an issue with you having your own space,
Like-
as long as we have an understanding and we have that mutual
we can
respect.
have a million understanding, but if me not there on you,
When something dropping in your lap, it dropping in your lap.
if
Oh,
me not there on
gosh.
you, no, listen to
That-
me. I
that-
say, don't put words on my mouth. If me not there on you,
Speak.
me not gonna be able to connect with you. Me not gonna be able to understand you.
It's a crock
Me
of
not gonna
shit.
be able to deal with everything that I need to deal with when it comes to you and how you are, your personality. Just everything that is required for a man and a woman to connect with each other and bond. We're not gonna be able to do it because I have my own yard and I can go.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess it's
So when you
it's
dated,
a wrong
so
look.
let me ask you a question.
It's a
When-
wrong outlook, but
When you dating someone, y'all not living together.
Dating.
So what's the difference? You're still getting to know that person in that process. So that's what I'm trying to point out to you.
And what I'm saying is dating is like going up the ladder to reach to the marriage. And when we reach marriage, it's a different kettle of fish.
When you reach marriage, you should know at least 80% about that person by that time.
Yeah,
so hold on. So you having to be around that person and know that person, you should already know 80% about me. So what else more do you need to know? Other than that 20%, you'll know throughout the years.
No, what I'm saying is when we get to that point, I will know everything about each other. And can
you
deal
will never
with,
know.
And can deal with everything.
Listen,
and can deal with
I've
everything.
been with you for 21 years, almost 21 years, and I still don't know half of the shit about you. Every day is something
when we
new.
reach to the level of being able to deal with each other on every level, then
you could deal with me on every level.
Yeah. Then it makes sense for us to be in the same space and living and connecting because we're on that level. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I don't. I don't.
Like
I'm sorry.
if we are dating and you're there over that's me there, yeah, so then we get to know each other. But once we get to know each other and connect and bond, then it makes sense to be in the same space.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
But if that's not the decision that we agreed upon, and we agreed upon, okay, that we're going to have separate homes, what is it for me to say, okay, I should feel comfortable?
I don't know. Then I guess me have to try it for see.
Oh, you want to try it? And then next year you say, hey, want to God, the other day I saw them married. No, the other day, next day, you know, so me have to go on.
Yeah, misinterpret.
I'm misinterpreting. I'm not misinterpreting. I'm taking exactly everything that you're saying because I'm being careful to listen.
Oh, me want you to forget it then.
Because
it's not in the sense of, there are some you go cheat. That's not the point. That's what you get, but that's not what I am saying. You understand what I'm saying?
Because what I'm getting is out of sight, out of mind.
No, I'm not saying that.
Out of mind, out of sight.
No, and that's what you get it wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm saying we feel like once we connect and once we bond, we feel in the same space.
I mean...
And if we're not in the same space, what is the purpose?
That means we're not bonding and we're not connecting?
No, I'm not said that. I just say, what is the purpose of being married if we're not in the same space?
I mean, as I pointed out to you earlier, there's other benefits of having that agreement. I mean, you can have the multiple assets. Not saying that when you guys are in the same home, you cannot have that.
Multiple assets is good.
However, that's one benefit of having an arrangement like that.
Very, very great benefit. But we still in the same space. That's all me I say.
Brother, that's why
as far as
listen
marriage,
to me.
He
just want to know that whenever he's ready, he wake up, breakfast is made. Whenever I'm ready for the whatever.
I can make my own breakfast.
Yeah, but you like to be pampered. You like to be comforted. You like shit like that.
At the same thing you da tell me. Car drive and nothing, and I don't know for this way, me have a man. You understand what I say? Like, listen, man. You know what?
Nah, because he stay telling me about, babe, I need to fix the brakes on the car. We need to do it. Bro, what you telling me all that for? Me if a man, I don't even know nothing about car. That's not my business. You take care of that.
But it not necessarily means that I can't cook. I can cook for myself.
Yeah, but I don't know shit about the car.
You know this very well. So that is not the point. You understand what I'm saying? But
I didn't get to the other things that I'm needed for. But okay, since you can do everything yourself, sir. Could leave it like that. Make sure you guys. Oh, I forgot to even tell the people them to go and sign up to YouTube. Go follow us on YouTube. Subscribe. So you got me all in the conversation. Anyways, make sure you guys go over and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm like Red Square Official. Make sure you guys, if you are streaming us on YouTube, make sure you go over to our streaming platform where all podcasts are available. We are everywhere. Yes. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Anchor FM. Anywhere podcasts are available, we are there. So make sure you guys go and subscribe. Make sure you guys hit the notification bell on YouTube. Yes. So whenever we do release a new episode, you are notified. We thank you guys so much for another great episode. Thank you for the reasoning. Make sure you guys continue to join us. And shout out to Kemisha on Best FM.
Yes.
We are live with her every Tuesday, 3:45 p.m. on the Reset program. And she is also, her program, The Reset, is also available every Monday to Thursday, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, or 1 to 5.
1
I
to
think
5, yeah.
1 to 5 on Best FM 100.5 in Jamaica, and if you are overseas, you can listen at bestfm.com, and you can, you know what I'm saying, always jump in on the reasoning and let us know what you feel about the topic.
Yes.
Each week we drop a new episode. As he said, 95 episodes in. We are so grateful for the support. We thank you guys so much for all of your love, all of your support, and we hope you will continue to join us. I'm getting tongue-tied. I'm tired. You just got wore me out with that damn topic. Thank you guys for joining us again on another episode of Music and Marriage. My name is Nikita. I am your host, and this is my co-host.
I'm like Red Square. Big up on yourself. Give thanks for joining us. You know what I mean?
Well, good people.
Salute.
Now we do the picks.